Hello everybody, welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Oana.
So we're going to have a little fun today.
Okay.
We're going to tell some stories about cool things that happened or interesting things that happened.
Or crazy things that happened.
When a person bought a house, and specifically the trustee sale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they bought a house at the trustee sale. Okay, I'm going to tell the first story.
Okay.
Okay, it was an investor. It was here in Las Vegas. He went and looked at the house the day before, looked in the windows, made sure the house was, he realized the house was empty. He was like, okay, I don't see any mold. It looks, he comped it. He figured out what he could get it for. He goes down to trustee sale the next morning. He waits there. He buys the house. Mm-hmm. He gets the house. So he calls this guy. He says, hey, drive over to the house and, it's ours. Go up, just, get it rekeyed and all that stuff. The guy goes over there, burned down. The homeowner
Oh my God.
decided, the guy who got foreclosed apparently decided like that morning or whatever, early in the morning, that I'll be damned if the bank is going to, take my house from me. I'll show them. So he burned it down. But the problem was the bank didn't get the house. So the house actually had been burned down before the trustee. So the guy just didn't, there's no way of knowing, right? Mm-hmm. But it burned down. It was gone. And
oh my gosh.
So it actually happened here in Las Vegas. I don't know what the resolution was. Like, I don't know if the title company said, if there's probably not even title insurance on it. He may have just been out. But it was burned down.
Okay, so so here comes my story.
All right.
Now, my story is I have it secondhand.
Okay.
Because I got it from an investor that I worked with, and he told me that this happened to his buddy. So this happened to his buddy. So his buddy goes and checks out the house. The house is there. It looks fine, no problem. And this is like on a Thursday or Friday. So he goes and checks out the house, all good. He's going to go bid on it first thing Monday morning. So he goes to the trustee sale first thing Monday morning, and he bids on it, and he gets the house, and it's all good. And so he goes over there Monday afternoon, and the house is gone. So apparently what happened was somebody, presumably the previous homeowner, had used jacks to jack up the house and load it onto some big flatbed truck and hauled it away. So he bought a house with land, and he ended up just with land.
Just with land?
Yes.
That is pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Okay, probably a felony. Because the Nevada passed a law back 2009, 10, or 11, somewhere in there, saying that if you intentionally stole stuff from a house that you knew was going to be foreclosed, to deprive the next owner of it, that it was a Class C felony. And they actually, I don't know if it was ever enforced, because we had a couple people do this, went to police to write a report. They didn't want it. Wouldn't even take the report. They're like, we don't care. It's property crime. We don't care. We're not going to, whatever. Was it your house? Did you bought the house and they came and took it? We're like, no, but we represent the seller who's a bank. Oh, bank, we don't care.
Yeah.
So they don't care. Okay. So it's actually very common. It happens a lot on the East Coast, the Northeast, historic homes sometimes. If someone comes in and gets they buy a big area and somebody wants to sell their land, but the house is historic, they'll move the house.
Right.
They physically do this all the time. Mm-hmm. And you get the same thing for eminent domain. Like a city will go, eminent domain, we're going to make a park here, or we're going to add a bypass for the freeway, and we're going to physically move the house. Mm-hmm. We're going to move you to this other thing. And they literally move the house. And it's, they do it somehow.
Mm-hmm. They do.
I don't know how they do it with brick homes, because you'd think but the stick homes, like what are here in Vegas, they probably can do it pretty easy. Just pick it up by the slab and put it somewhere else, and then they reattach everything, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it done in Europe. They've moved these massive stone churches that way.
Okay.
I've seen that done.
Here's another story. Trustee sale, get a phone call. Mm-hmm. Just bought a house. Here's the address. Guy at the trustee sale gives me the address. Go to the house. Mm-hmm. Knock on the door. Hey, your house was just foreclosed, Well, we're moving anyway, but we need another month because we have to move all our stuff out. But we're tenants. Mm-hmm. We're not the owner, but the owner never told us. Mm-hmm. And we're like, really? Well, you should talk to the owner. So a couple days later, call back. They said the owner's saying and I've got the message and everything. And they said, no, the owner says he's not under foreclosure. I go, they always say that. They always tell you they're not being foreclosed because they want you to keep paying them rent. And they said, well, I have to pay them rent because he's gonna like not give me my security deposit back. He's gonna have me evicted if I don't pay rent. So I finally get the paperwork for the house, and this is a week later. He transposed two of the numbers.
Oh my goodness. So
the people that we door knocked were the wrong people. And he admitted, after I did it, he goes, oh, I sent you the wrong numbers. Like, I have text messages. I probably still have them on my phone. And he actually have the paperwork. Says, the paperwork has different numbers than what you texted me. And you know, I've been hounding these people for a week to get out of the house. Fortunately, I went back and said, look, there was a mistake. It's not your house. It's this house. It was literally across the street and one. It was like, instead of 43, it was 34. It was like across the street and one house over. The nice thing was it was vacant and it was in perfect condition.
Nice.
And it was an investor I was working with. The investor was very happy because the first few days he was upset that like it was taking a while to get the person out of the house. But then when we got the house and I went over there with the investor and showed him the house, he was blown away. It was like, it looked like a brand new house. It was perfect. And we got it for like it was like a $35,000 1 month profit for the investor.
Well,
the investor,
good for him.
Investor made out. We made a little money too, I think. But yeah, so it's very important to make sure it's the right house.
Yes.
Because you go to the wrong house, you could cause problems. We know, but it was made the news that a local agent in town, do you remember this? They went to it was a condo or townhome.
The Wells Fargo one, I think?
No, it was a Freddie.
Okay.
They went to the unit. There was nobody in it, but it was fully furnished. It had all their belongings, everything. They gave them like 30 days and they never came back. And they said they must have just split. So you know what they did? They went in and they had everything removed from the house. I don't know what they did, if they trashed it or what, but it was gone. Everything was gone from the house. They waited the 30 days. They sold the house. Lo and behold, a couple months later, the service member comes back from deployment and goes, why are new people living in my house? I have no idea what happened here. I've been on deployment. I've been making my payment. It was the wrong unit. So it was like, it was the right unit number, but it was the wrong. You know how the buildings have different addresses, but they got the wrong address and they sold the wrong address, but they had it was the same unit number. So they got confused and it made the news. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
This was like 12 years ago. We did a video and then we had to take it down because people yelled at us for doing the video. So, but right now it's been so far in the future, nobody cares. We're not saying names, but it was agents in town. They were very prominent agents, still are very prominent. Somebody made a mistake. It was the wrong house. But the problem is service members can't be foreclosed while they're deployed overseas. They're exempt from the Soldiers and Sailors Relief Act.
Right.
So they can't be foreclosed. And they weren't foreclosed. It was just the wrong house. And, you know, the poor people, they followed what they were told to do, but they had gone to the wrong property. Yeah. So that's a bad thing that can happen.
So, you know, people make mistakes. That's really the bottom line. So whether it's something crazy or just a plain mistake, it does happen. These are some of the crazy stories that we've had over our real estate careers. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave us your comments, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.